Okay, we're in Proverbs 6:23 because we was in Isaiah 8:20 says, to the law and to the testimony. They speak not according to this word is because there's no light in them. So Proverbs 6:23 says, for the commandment is a lamp. What is this light? We're looking at what this light is. And the law is light. The law of the Most High is light. And reproofs of instruction are the way of light. So we see, he says they speak not according to this word because there's no light in them. So the laws of the Most High are the light. So they don't have the laws of the Most High in them. And what else they don't have in them? Go to John, the 1st chapter. And start at verse 1. In the beginning was the Word. The Word was with the Most High. And the Word was h.o.i. The same was in the beginning with the Most High. All things were made by Him, and without Him was not anything made that was made. In Him was life. In Him was life. And the life was the light of men. Because His life was the light of men. That's why He told us in John 14:6, I am the way to show you how to follow the truth, which is the laws of the Most High and the commandments of the Most High. That's going to lead to everlasting life. I'm the way, the truth, and the light. I'm the way to show you how to follow the truth, which is the light, which is the laws of the Most High. They're going to lead to everlasting life. In Him was life, because He showed us how to follow the laws of the Most High. That's going to lead to everlasting life. In Him was life, and the life was the light of men. His life was an example of how we can follow the laws of the Most High. Because did He sin? Did He transgress the Most High's laws? No. So He let us know we could do it. It could be done. He came just like everybody else. The light is, listen, in Him was life, and the life was the light of men. And the light shineth in darkness. So the commandments in the h.o.i. was shining in darkness, ignorance. People not knowing, as it is today. And the darkness comprehended not, see? The people that's ignorant, not knowing, can't comprehend this. Because it's too much for them. They can't put it together. It's a puzzle. This Bible is a puzzle. And the Most High giving it to certain men in these last days to bring forth this truth, the understanding of this Bible. So there was a man sent from the Most High whose name was John, just John the Baptist. The same came for a witness to bear witness of that light, of the light of h.o.i. That all men through Him might believe, might have faith in Him. He was not that light. See? John the Baptist was not that light, but was sent to bear witness of that light. You hear that? He was sent to bear witness of h.o.i, who is that light that's shining bright, that showed us how to follow that light, which is the laws of the Most High. You come back, we just read that in Proverbs 6:23. That was the true light. Was light of every man that cometh into the world, and that world is the world of Israel. Isaiah 45:17. Give every man that cometh into the world of Israel the laws of the Most High, the commandments of the Most High. Isaiah 45:17. Coming to the world. What world? A lot of y'all looking at John 3:16, not knowing that that world is talking about the world of Israel. Let's find out. Isaiah 45:17. But Israel, that's the Israelites, shall be saved in the Most High by h.o.i. That's what it's saying in the Lord. That's by h.o.i. in the name of the Lord and Savior, with an everlasting salvation. It means it's going to last forever and ever and ever. Salvation is power, wisdom, and authority, people. Ye shall not be ashamed, nor confounded, confused, world without end. He's going to last forever and ever and ever. You're going to find that nowhere in the Bible where you say any other nation, world is without end, as it says here. The Israelites. Let's go to Isaiah 34:16. Isaiah 34:16. Seek ye out of the book of the Most High and read. Say, seek ye out of the book of the Most High and read. No one of these shall fail. See, none of these prophecies or words that the Most High has allowed holy men that were moved by the Holy Spirit of the Most High to write. Say none of these gonna fail. None shall want her made. You can't match no book with the Bible. I challenge you. Bring it forth. Nobody's ever done it. And you can't do it because what book shows you prophecies? You can go back to the very verse says, in the beginning. And from there, showing you everything that happened in the world up to that time. And prophesying about the end times. The time we in now. And the end times. And everything that happened before we even came on this earth. That's why he says, seek ye out of the book of the Most High and read. He told us that in Revelations 2. Go to Revelations. First chapter. And verse 3. Revelation 1 and 3. He said, blessed. You want to be blessed? Blessed. Blessed is he that readeth. So you keep something from us, where you put it? In a book, because we don't do what? We don't like to read. It said, blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand. You better understand, overstand, this is real. Time is at hand. It's knocking right at the door. For those of us that know prophecy, oh yeah. If you don't know, you better know. You better want to know. That's why he told us what? Isaiah 34:16. Seek ye out of the book of the Most High and read. No one of these shall fail. None shall want her made. You can't match no book with the Bible. For my mouth it hath commanded, and his spirit it hath gathered them. Hear that? The Most High's mouth it hath commanded, and his spirit it hath gathered them. So it's like I say, he always say, listen to, hearken to my voice. From a voice comes what? Words. So the spirit of the Most High gathers in the words of the Most High. They become the ministers who are the spirits or the angels. The number one angel is the Mashiach h.o.i. at this time, sitting on the right hand side of the Most High. That's why you hearing all this, then you get to the New Testament, all of a sudden everything done changed. New doctrine. That's why he say, oh foolish Galatians, who have bewitched you? Who bewitched you? If you believe in some other doctrine than what you hearing here. Deuteronomy 4 and 5. This is all they had to go by. The Old Testament, the old scrolls. They didn't have no New Testament to go by. Paul, as he said, he was raised a Pharisee, dealing with what? The law and the prophets. Period. So I don't understand how you go to church and you allow the preacher to tell you that you don't have to deal with the Old Testament. That's all my h.o.i had. Show me where he walked the earth and he was reading from Revelation. Anybody, for that matter. Oh, they don't like that. Oh, Revelation is spooky. Because they don't understand it. By the time you get there, you better be knowing all these precepts. Because it's talking in metaphors and so forth. Parables and understandings that you're only going to get if the Most High allow you to have. And who really cares in these days and times? Any questions? Nope. So you better be knowing every last one of them from Revelation, the first chapter, to the 22nd chapter when you come back, because you have opportunity. And you don't care, he don't care. I'm telling you, my h.o.i is not coming back for no novices, no beginners. Somebody, oh, I'll wait till he come back, then I'll let him teach me. Okay, he gonna teach you how to burn in hell. He gonna teach you how to be thrown in the lake of fire. Look, he called people 11th hour. They working. Call them that last hour. They worked 1 hour, but they was working. They was in it. There ain't no coming in that last minute, second. Nah. They came in, they was learning this. Dealing with working. Let's take work. That's why he said read. Blessed is them that read. If you don't want to read and get this, being inquisitive or more than what you know. You ain't coming back for no novices, I'm telling y'all. Why you think it says this? Break this down for me. For all you that think you ain't got to learn nothing, all you got to do is just wait for him to come, and then he gonna lead the way. Why does it say this? In 2 Corinthians 5:10. Why does it say this? You better be knowing something, a whole lot. We must all appear before the judgment seat of a Mashiach, only begotten Son of the Most High, that everyone may receive the things done in his body. All of us have mortal bodies. So you're going to receive what you have done in these bodies. Working or not working. The things done in his body. According to that he have done. Done where? In your body. Whether it be good or bad. See? That's why the good is what? Choose ye what? Life or good, right? Or choose you what? Death and evil. So he says, we good, what's good? Romans 7:12. Wherefore the law is holy, and the commandment holy, and just, and good. And the Most High is good. And his commandments are good. So you're going to be judged whether or not you kept the commandments of the Most High and following his word. Like he said, you sanctify them through that truth. John 17:17. Thy word is true. And what about his word? He tells you about his word. But you gotta know his word with understanding. That's why trying to get it on your own, you ain't got it. Well, why are you listening to anyone? You should be able to go in here and break it all down. Proverbs 30:5 says, every word of the Most High is pure. You hear that? Every word of the Most High is pure. He is a shield, a protector unto them that put their trust in him. Put their faith totally in him. And not in this world. To be at war with him and be the enemy of the Most High. And think he love you. But think again. For real. This is serious. But see, people take it lightly. Deuteronomy 4:5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Most High, our power, commanded me, that you should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it. Statutes and judgments. Verse 6. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding. Doing the commandments of the Most High. This is your wisdom and understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. Surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. This is what they're going to say. So, how is it that, explain this to me, how is it that these nations going to say, surely this is a great nation that is wise and understanding people, if we don't keep the commandments of the Most High? If we not showing what the commandments are, first and foremost to our people, so they can start following the commandments, change their way of thinking, change their way of acting, so they realize what this word is saying, and are they really tuned in with the Most High? Or they done created their own Most High, their own power, their own God, as they say. All the gods of the nation are idols. So are they dealing with idolatry? Because the Most High power have certain specific. He's direct. Ain't no indirect in the Most High. He's direct in what he's telling us. He ain't no maybe you can do this. Well, I'll think about it. Nah, you either do it or he gonna deal with you. Point blank. We ain't no you can do whatever you want to do. You can do whatever you want to do. You heard him say. Choose life and good or death and evil. Those are the choices you have. Two choices. Life or death. Good or evil. Like myself just said, he's going to judge you according to what you have done in these mortal bodies, whether you've done good or evil. So you can think all you want to. You can just skate through. It's going to be all right. You ain't got to worry about it. You're going to find out that you've been duped. Look at Deuteronomy 28:15. And I'm here because I'm challenging you to tell me that they had something outside from this to go by. Put in your thinking caps. Show me that they had something else to go by when the Mashiach walked the earth. They had the law and the prophets. That's why he would go into the sanctuary, temple, whatever you want to call it, and read from Isaiah a lot. Or rebuke the devil with the law. So y'all ain't rebuking no devil. Y'all rolling with the devil. You ain't rebuking no devil. You rolling with the devil, you like it. That's why you're going to choose death and evil. A lot of you already chose that. You walk around evil and with death within your spirit. Most High told us this, Deuteronomy 28:15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken, that means listen, unto the voice of the Most High, thy power, our power, Israel. Lights. Lights. And that light is what? Israel keeping the laws. Ooh, that's deep, huh? Listen. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Most High thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee, if we don't do the commandments of the Most High and his statutes. So nobody tell you don't have to do it, because here we are living in these curses right now. At this time. But why is this happening? Here it is right here. Right up in these curses. Why is this going down? Right up in these curses. From 16 all from, well, we just read 15. So from 16 all the way to 68. This was happening to us as a people. We the Israelites. From the waters of Judah. All 12 tribes. Isaiah 48 chapter. The first verse. Galatians 2:13. Galatians 2:13. So when you're reading about the dispersed Israelites that's in the land of Galatia, this is what Paul is talking about. Galatians 2:13. And the other Jews disassembled likewise with him, insomuch that Barnabas also was carried away with his dissimulation, moving away from the Israelites, say like I'm out hanging with brothers of the world. Could be sinners, whatever. And then the brothers of the stronghold brothers that's dealing in the truth, calling themselves elders. They ain't 51 years old, but they still elders to y'all, because y'all don't know nothing about the law. In Numbers, the 4th chapter, but they come, and I said I just moved away from them like I wasn't even dealing with them. This was happening. And his partner, Barnabas, did the same thing that Peter did. He got in front of Peter's face and told him about it. So listen. And the other Jews just assembled likewise with him. Did the same thing, moved away from the brothers. Insomuch that Barnabas, Paul's partner, also was carried away with this dissimulation. Look at verse 21. Showing you, I mean, it's either real, you membrex. That's what it's about. You're either gonna be real or you're not gonna be real. Look at let's continue. Let's say verse 14, because I told you what he did. Let's see. But when I saw that they walked not uprightly according to the truth of the gospel, I said unto Peter before them all, if thou being a Jew, living after the manner of the Gentiles, and not as do the Jews, why compellest thou the Gentiles to live as do the Jews? Why is he saying this to them? Because he's sitting there acting like the Gentiles. He acting like the brothers that don't know h.o.d.c have come on the earth. He's sitting there acting like them. So, like, hey, you supposed to be like one of the boys that you gonna run away from. You gonna dissimulate yourself from these brothers that you acting just like them. When you see the elders come, when you see them come, go ahead like you wasn't dealing with them. When you was over there dealing with them, acting the same way as they act. That's why he got in his face. Paul was hard. We who are Jews by nature and not citizens of the Gentiles, I mean, you don't learn the laws of the Most High. We just looking at what the Most High told us as far as dealing with his laws. That's how they were living. But now you go out, because Peter wasn't able to go out and deal with the Israelites that was of the dispersed until he received the Holy Spirit in Acts the 2nd chapter. Then he was able to go out and deal with the Israelites that are scattered in all these different lands, like Paul's, his writings. Say, knowing that a man is not justified by the works of the law, but by the faith of a Mashiach Yahushua. Even we have believed in a Mashiach Yahushua, or by Hashem Mashiach Yahushua, that we might be justified by the faith of a Mashiach, and not by the works of the law. For by the works of the law shall no flesh be justified. Now, these works of the law is the same works that the Pharisees was dealing with, that we must continue to look at, because it might be your first time listening to this lesson. So you got to look at how they was rolling, how Mashiach Yahushua dealt with them when he was here in the flesh. He told them in Mark 7 and 9. And he said unto them, full well ye reject, not accept and do, but you reject the commandment of the Most High. What we just read, you're going to be cursed if you don't do it. That ye may keep your own tradition. They reject the commandments of the Most High to keep their own tradition. No different than these churches. They got their decree, what they believe in, on the wall. Baptist, Jehovah's Witness, Catholic, you name it, they got this is what we believe in. Right here. Their own tradition. It has nothing to do with this Bible. If it did, then you would know that you're an Israelite. You would know that Edom is Edom. Moab is Moab. Who they are today. Nationality, because it's dealing with nationality. And the main nationality it's dealing with is the Israelites, the 12 tribes of Israel. Who's talking about that? Well, don't be like them Israelites of the past, but what about now? Because Paul said the Most High ain't cast away his people, which he foreknew. Because he was an Israelite of the tribe of Benjamin, of the seed of Abraham. Romans 11 and 1, he told us that. So, Mashiach was telling them, this is the problem. That they're working the laws of those that were afraid of losing their power with the Romans. Losing their power, having the 501c3, non-profit, with the system that they're in right now, or going around the world to create the fantasy of Christianity. See, that goes deep. But it is deep, and why I'm so fervent in dealing with this, because of the Inquisition and how they killed the adults and took the children, just like the Most High killed the adults. For 40 years, let us run around in the wilderness and kill every last adult except for Joshua and Caleb. They killed adults, and they raised the children in Christianity. A lot of people that came over here, they was children. They already knew about Christianity before they got here. Programmed them. Then put on them ships and send them over here. That's why he's saying doctrine of men, tradition of men. Verse 7, howbeit in vain do they worship me, teaching the doctrines, the commandments of men. See? That's the problem. That's why you hear we're not under the law, but we're under mercy and grace, because they're teaching for doctrines the commandments of men. Men have said, this is what you're going to teach. And that's what they teach. Men have followed and keeping the traditions of men. And that's what they do unto this day. I challenge you, what's the difference? What's the difference? If you're not really dealing with the truth of this Bible. And that's the laws of the Most High. Look at Romans, the 6th chapter, in the first verse. Romans 6 and 1. In the faith of the Mashiach h.o.i. Romans 6 and 1. What shall we say then? Shall we continue in sin, that grace may abound? Because a lot of you say we under grace. You quick to say, we Gentiles, been grafted in, got to be filled with the Holy Ghost and speak in tongues. Which is a lie. But he says, what shall we say then? Shall we continue in sin? Shall you continue in sin? What is sin? It's the transgression of the Most High's laws. 1 John 3 and 4. It's not going nowhere. It's in the New Testament. Defining sin. For sin is the transgression, the breaking of the Most High's laws. So he's saying, what shall we say then? Do they read this? They probably can read it because y'all don't know what sin is. Y'all probably say doing something wrong. You know, running the red light. Running the stop sign or something. Say, what shall we say then? Shall we continue in sin, that grace may abound? Grace is getting something you don't deserve. That's what grace is. And grace is only given to the 12 tribes of Israel. Mercy is only given to the 12 tribes of Israel. Show me where. He said, going to have mercy on Jacob, but yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. And the strangers are going to be joined with them. They shall cleave to the house of Jacob. So that's Isaiah 14 and 1. See, so he's saying, what shall we say then? What you got to say now? What you got to say? Open up your big mouth and say something about this. This is what he's saying. Shall we continue in sin? Shall you continue in sin? Because you say you're in grace? And y'all sinning left and right and then saying, oh, Christ nailed my whatever I did to the cross. How stupid is that? Come on, man. You cannot be that ignorant. Our people cannot, come on, you cannot think that way. You got to stop thinking that way. That's why he's saying, what shall we say then? Shall we continue in sin? Can you justify adultery, going with another man's woman? That's okay. I like that one because brother he'll preach up on that one. That dude talk about pulling out his knife and killing that brother, stabbing him. But we ain't under the law. He went with that one. So that means I can sleep with your woman? Woo! Say that man went off. You almost had to hold it back. We just talking about sin. That's sin. You see how it affected you? You see what I'm saying? That's sin. Breaking the Most High's laws. That they say you telling people they don't have to, they're not under the law. We're not under the law of sacrifice. We have to be the living sacrifice now, which is our reasonable service, the Most High said. So listen, what shall we say then? Shall we continue in sins? Shall we continue to break the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments? We just said you're going to be cursed if you do. That grace may abound. You're going to sin that grace may abound. Get to something you don't deserve shall abound. Most High forbid. That means no. Most High forbid means no. How shall we that are dead to sin live any longer therein? Only way you dead to sin is you don't sin. But if you sinning, you alive in it. You see? And this is very important because our people are trying to find some way and somehow to justify their wickedness. We know that very rebellious and stiff-hearted and all other names the Most High used against us. But when you change, become a new creature, be born again, then you learn to do better. And look to find out what his laws is, what's right from wrong. If you don't know what's right from wrong, then you're going to argue with somebody that know? Really? Listen, verse 23. For the wages of sin is death. Hear that? The wages of sin is death. Keep on sinning if you want to. Look, matter of fact, Amos 9 and 10. All right, Yasharala, y'all think y'all can do whatever you want to do, right? Most I know your heart, right? He know your mind. Amos 9 and 10. All the sinners, because a lot of y'all be saying, oh, the Most High, he hates the sin, but he loves the sinner. So this is for all you that say this, because that's the Christianity doctrine. Amos 9 and 10. All the sinners, a sinner is those that transgress the Most High's laws. Those that break the Most High's laws. All the sinners of my people who are the 12 tribes of Israel shall die by the sword. You're going to die by the sword. This is what you say. We say, what they say. The evil shall not overtake nor prevent us. You've been wicked all your life and now you think the Most High going to raise you up in what y'all call the rapture and save your evil butt. I don't think so. I don't think so. That's why it's important that we repent and keep the laws of the Most High. It's so important. You don't know, you ask for forgiveness, and then you want to know more. You got to ask for more. You got to want to know more. Much is given, much is required. But if you don't desire to know more, how you going to be sitting in front of my second shot and say, well, you're going to make an excuse. You're going to point the finger at somebody else? I can't point the finger at nobody but me. Me, myself, and I. That's it. That's all you're going to be able to point the finger at yourself. You can say the same thing. Because you ain't going to be able to point the finger at no one. Because you have the opportunity right now before these end of these days. Getting closer and closer. These prophecies are coming just daily happening. You see them right before your eyes. Phenomenal weather and so forth. Once I get ready to do something, I pray that he show his power. And everybody knows it's from the Most High, because he'll get a credit for nothing. But he gonna be all in all. You better believe that. And when people in those disasters and they going through that, they don't be talking about old Mother Nature. Who be saying, oh Mother Nature, please stop. No, they don't be talking about old Mother. They be, oh God, please. They be crying to him. Then, oh, he got to come to you. Then you gonna cry. He say he gonna mock you. He gonna laugh at you in Proverbs, the first chapter, 24th verse down. He say he gonna mock and laugh at you when you start hollering for him, and you don't want to see him now. You don't want to deal with him now. That's why it says, for the wages of sin is death. Most High gonna kill you. He said, I'm gonna melt you. But the gift of the Most High is eternal life through Mashiach Yahweh, who's coming to show us how to serve the Most High in true righteousness for 1,000 years. Then the Most High gonna be all in all forever and ever and ever. That's what this is about, the Most High. You better understand this, people. You could get all caught up in yourself if you want to. Last I heard, I'm just saying the Most High can raise up some stones to be his people. He told Moses, hey, I'm going to kill all of them. and I'll let my people come through you. One man. And who are we to think that the Most High going to do what we want him to do? He says his ways and thoughts, not our ways and thoughts. He tell us this is what you got to do. He ain't got to do what he tell us to do. Do whatever he want to do. How he want to do it. When he want to do it. And who he going to do it to. That's our power. Wages of sin is death, y'all. That's what he said. All the sinners of my people going to die by the sword. Understand this. They're going to die by the sword. Some of you already being put to death by the sword. Because you don't know who the Most High sword is. A lot of y'all have no clue. Y'all don't even have a clue. Y'all think, oh, why are they doing this? Why is this going down like this? This is not right. It's not right. In the way it's going down, but it's going down, isn't it? You're being put to death. And the verdict is what? Not guilty. Isn't that something? The verdict is not guilty. Listen. See, a lot of y'all don't know. Y'all don't know enough about the spirit of the Most High and how he has put these words everywhere the Most High is pure, as he just said. How you put this together to really see him in action. Listen, Psalms 17 and 13. King David praying this. He's saying, arise, O Most High. That's why I say, Come up now with Yahweh. Because Most High got to rise. Then the Mashiach got to rise. He got to tell him to rise. Because he's sitting on the right hand side of the Most High. He ain't coming to this earth sitting. He ain't doing nothing sitting. That's why David is saying, rise, Most High. Rise, Most High. Disappoint him. Cast him down. Deliver my soul from the wicked. You hear he say, deliver my soul from the wicked. Who's the wicked? Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So he say, deliver my soul from the wicked. What are they? Which is thy sword. Ooh. So when you see Zechariah 11:5, use the wicked as a sword. Zechariah 11:5, whose possessors, and we know we were in the possession here in America under the so-called white man. He's the one that brought us into slavery. Whose possessors slay them, they kill them, and hold themselves not guilty. What's the verdicts now that we're hearing? More so than any time. In my lifetime, and probably yours too. The verdict is not guilty. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. And they that sell them say, blessed be the Most High, for I am rich. That's how they got rich. 400 years of slavery. I don't know how y'all get anything different than that. 1492, when they came here, they put the indigenous people enslaved. From that point on. And they that sell them say, blessed be the Most High, for I am rich, rich behind free labor. And their own shepherds, their own preachers, mega preachers, pity them not. Because they're getting money. They're getting paid. They got their jets they flying in the air. From one state to another state in one day. Mega churches. Mega people bringing mega money. Pity them not. Where they at? Where they at? That's crying out for all the murdering of our people. Most I said, hey, I'm going to do this. He's doing it. He's the one that killed. Ain't nobody dying without the Most High saying, okay, it's your time. How it go down? Some people will have a judgment behind murder. They're going to have to pay that by the Most High. Believe that. Anybody get away with nothing. number 6 and 18. So you're seeing all this because it's been said that